What's going on, people? This is Kim here from the Jump In podcast, and we are back with another new episode from the Jump In. First off, just want to apologize for the short break from uploading videos. It's been a busy time, and it's been hard uploading footage as of late. But it's a new year, and a new game's coming up, and it's time for some new content. I recently visited California for about 2 or 3 weeks or so, and while I was there, I shot some FGC related stuff. I shot some footage here of Jace and Chris King playing Ultra Street Fighter 4. And I also shot a short sit-down interview with Ultra David and James Chen. And this is going to be part 1 of the video, with part 2 and 3 coming within the next couple of days. Hope you guys liked the video. Like, comment, and subscribe to the video down below. Peace. I must say though, it must have taken you a real long time to collect all this.
The wall scrolls, I just was went on Amazon, was just find wall scrolls and bought them. They're really low quality wall scrolls and stuff like that.
I don't recognize the artist for a lot of these.
Yeah.
But this one, and the jury one's pretty, yeah, that's jury.
Oh, the jury and the dolls one came from Connecticut. Those are recent ones they did. Yeah. But all these figures and stuff for that, I just collected on my own because I just like collecting fighting game figures. So.
Well, back in the day, when I last came here, the Morgan and the Cammy, those have been here for a while,
yeah,
right?
those two have been there, and so has the Felicia.
You mean last decade? When you came here?
When was Evo West?
That was definitely last decade.
That time? Oh, that long ago? No, the Morgan and Cammy didn't exist at those times.
Okay. No, it was on your table or something.
There was a different Cammy, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
How dare I?
Yeah, exactly. Get your facts straight. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, this is gonna be just super casual. We just talk about you guys. We don't have to talk about mainly just FGC stuff, which I feel a lot of people. Where's the camera right there? We don't have to just mainly talk about FGC stuff. We can talk about whatever.
All right.
That's
the Kim style,
That sounds good to me.
Yeah. It's very similar to.
I tried
CBS.
Totino's earlier today.
Oh.
I tried Totino's for the first time last night.
Do you have any here?
I don't have any here.
No.
Do you have any here?
I don't have any here. The bag
Sorry.
I bought was.
Are those just mini pizza pockets? Basically?
Yeah. So they're that big, maybe, and they're kind of tough on the outside, and on the inside is some cheese that threatens to escape, but it's not very.
It's
tasty.
all by design, right?
Yeah. And I took a bite, and I was like, "This is not very good," and then I thought about it, and I took another bite, but I realized that in between those 2 bites, I had already eaten 6 other Totinos. I made this whole plate for myself, and I looked down and I was like,
"They're all
what
gone."
happened to the Totino?
Sure, the dog didn't get them or something.
Yeah. So they're not good, but you want to eat them. So that's my experience with Totino so far.
That's what a good snack does, right? So.
I mean, it should be tasty, ideally.
The concept is difficult. Yeah.
Well, you've just killed our potential Totino sponsors. Thanks, David. Man, I worked so hard to set that to get that Totino spot. No, I was kidding.
Yeah.
That totally felt like a last minute sponsor. Was it not?
I don't know.
It was a Twitch partnership thing, I think. So I think they were just working with Twitch because it wasn't even FGC. It was a bunch of different Twitch things that had the Totinos tie in with them. So.
Oh, it wasn't Capcom?
I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure that they had videos for some of the other gaming tournaments and such.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I kind of remember seeing. I think it was Anna Prosser or something like that.
Okay.
Do a Totino's video or something like that. I can't remember now.
I've seen it. The chick sitting in the chair.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I mean
that's all I remember. Chick sitting in a chair.
It's not very effective at marketing.
Great details there, kid.
But she was blonde. Or was she not blonde?
I don't think she's blonde.
I don't think she is blonde.
Just
I'm pretty sure
just
she
my
has
wishes
brown
coming
hair,
out.
but I'm not sure. I don't really know.
That's so important, that clap.
No,
thing.
it is.
Yeah.
It's super important.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
That's
because
why
because when you sync up like the video and it has all like the sound waves and stuff, you can tell like this long ass line is where you need to match it up.
Okay, I like it.
if you want to know why they have those clapboards in movies, that's why they have the clapboard.
But how come they just don't have me there, just doing this? I just screwed it up.
I mean, because then they can also write the scene number and all that stuff.
You can write it on this guy.
Yeah,
Come on,
that's
look at
true.
this.
That's true.
Look at all this real estate here.
Real estate. Is that a common public joke? You know, the whole real estate thing.
Oh man.
How do you guys feel about Ultra dying?
You know my thoughts on Ultra. My thoughts on Ultra are that I really enjoyed it for a long time. On Street Fighter 4, not just Ultra.
Yeah.
I enjoyed SF4 for a long time. And to be honest, it's probably the game that I've put the most time into of any game. Even though I prefer other games, that's like an absolute sense. It's definitely the one that I put the most time into. And I liked the game for a long time. But, man, I'm super ready for it to die.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so personally, I've come from being a player of the game. I mean, to be completely honest, like the middle of the Pro Tour last year, I pretty much like gave up on the game. I was like, this is too silly. Like
No,
how much smarter do I need to be than the player? Because I played Bison, right? I had to play like perfectly the entire time. One overhit with Elena could be game over. So like, but I enjoy being a spectator of this game.
Okay.
Way more than being a player.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It hasn't been like that for other games actually, but Street Fighter 4 somehow it's very fun to watch. It's very fun to watch.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, there's a reason why I feel like a lot of people got so hyped for the game all the time in all the different situations. So, I do want to say though that I feel like we share a common bond, that we whine about our character like beyond logic.
What do you think about the Europeans thinking that character is super good?
Oh, I blow them up any chance I get, man. Those guys hate Bison.
I know.
It must be like some weird mental block, because it's like...
Because the way you talk about Bison, the way you complain, not even just that you complain about, but
style.
the way you complain about him sounds a lot like how I complained about Cammy back in the day.
I don't know if I should be proud of this or not.
You shouldn't.
I don't know. Yeah.
You shouldn't.
I don't think that's a compliment.
It's not a compliment. This is definitely a diss.
Well, okay, so I have a lot of like theories on why like people hate Bison.
Okay.
And I have a lot of theories why Bison will always be like looked at as like, we need to balance this guy. We need to make sure that he's not the best in any game that he's in, because he was the boss character of Street Fighter 2. And in Street Fighter 2, you know, like he's going to like crusher back and forth, like Infinite Championship Edition Bison. So people like have that ingrained in their mind. So that he's the boss character, so therefore like they know that he's the first boss. The next couple of versions, let's not make him that good anymore. Like, you know, but for some reason Akuma doesn't get that treatment, right?
Dude, Akuma's good.
Akuma's the best character like in every game.
Because he has every tool. Like, you have to nerf him substantially.
And then give him something else.
I know,
That we
right?
don't test.
You're
Dude,
right.
he
Let's
is.
not test it though.
Yeah,
Does this mean he's gonna dominate Tekken 7? You think? You think he's just gonna blow everybody up?
Like, at least in that game engine, like, in that game engine, his tools are, like, maybe not as dominant, but in a 2D fighter, to have uppercut, fireball, air fireball,
teleport.
Like, teleport. Like, if you just, regardless of what your normals look like, you're gonna be pretty effective.
So they're gonna be like,
Just-
oh,
you're
you
gonna
can
be.
sidestep Akuma's fireball, which means he's nerfed. So let's give him the fireball spread, where he just shoots fireballs across the whole.
Is that real?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I just feel like that's what's gonna happen.
After this
so.
video, it's gonna be real though.
I know, right?
Yeah, right.
Ono's gonna pressure Harada. He's like, you better put in the spread fireball.
Make the game balance.
So I feel kind of bad for Street Fighter 4 players, people who started on the game and who think that it's, you know, whose favorite game it is, because the game definitely is going to fall off to at least some degree. I don't know if it's going to die. I hope it doesn't die, just in the same sense that like I hope that no games die. That always sucks. That's happened to me before. It's happened to you. It sucks. So I feel for them on that, but at the same time, I'm really ready for a new game to be like King of the Hill. I really am.
I don't think that like when a new game comes that you have to like sabotage your own game.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not. This is really hard because Street Fighter 4 opened up like a lot of avenues for because that was like the first game for like esports in the fighting community, right? So like being so like outspoken about like we're gonna focus all on Street Fighter 5 could work, could not work or whatever, but why, in my opinion, why be so outspoken about it? Because I think just like Third Strike players, those guys were only good at Third Strike. There's a chance that there's a lot of Street Fighter 4 players that they're just good at Street Fighter 4 for whatever reason, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And like I think the way Street Fighter 5 designed, just is all how I think. Like, it's so like every tendency you learn from 6 years of playing Street Fighter 4 can get blown up. Like like crouch tech, counter hit, counter hit, right?
Backdash,
counter hit.
Yeah. Uppercut, counter hit.
Street Fighter 4 is like, what do I do? You know?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like, I am excited that a new game is coming out because, you know, we have been playing Street Fighter 4 for a very long time. But I still remember when Marvel 3 first came out, like, a bunch of MVC2 players were like, well, time to drop MVC2, learn this new game. And I was like, why? Like, we still play ST. You know, you guys still play Third Strike. You try to play CVS2 whenever you can and such. There's no reason to drop those old games. So I'm actually sad a lot of the MVC2 players stopped. So I hope that kind of mentality, you know, does stick with a lot of the Street Fighter 4 players, and they do keep playing it. You know
I will tell you this. I talked with Sanford at NEC, and he told me that the game he plays most is Marvel 2.
Yeah.
The scene's back. Like, I was like, how's the scene in New York? And he was like, it's big. People are playing it again. So I don't know if that's going to happen again. Because at this point, Street Fighter 4 players see that there's still ST Third Strike scenes. They see that there's a Marvel 2 scene again. Like, I don't know if they're going to abandon it in the same sort of way.
Yeah,
I
hope
don't
they
think
don't.
that's really
it doesn't make sense to do that.
Yeah,
at all,
I agree.
So.
I agree.
Yeah.
But as for Capcom, I feel like they're doing it because they're worried about the cross-Tekken effect of like having two games out at the same time. Because like when cross-Tekken came out, obviously it had other problems, but part of the problem was that Street Fighter 4 was still big and being supported, including by Capcom, and that was like a sign to people like, you don't have to play cross-Tekken. If you don't like it, you can stick with 4. People did.
That's a good point, yeah.
So I feel like they just want to avoid that situation.
Yeah, and you know, obviously they want to get as many people to transition over to Street Fighter 5 as possible, right?
It's a business. Right?
Yeah, it's a business. So
trying to sell that game.
Well, I mean, like Street Fighter is like pretty fortunate in the fact that the name is like, it's big. So anyone that has ever touched the joystick will give it a chance.
For sure.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting thing too, is because a lot of old school players are coming back into it. Like you saw Graham Wolf is like...
Dude, I went to some, like, I don't know what it's called. It's not the Pandora House, but it's another, like, fighting game house in Milpitas. I don't know if they have a name. Like, Julio's in there and stuff like that.
Right.
Kelvin. And I didn't expect to see Graham Wolf in there. It was like, so random. I was like, what's up, got Graham Wolf?